Hello! Wow, it is an exciting morning. I've had so many energies come in from like cat energy, Sekhmet, Lyran, galactic energy. I've done a couple different videos just in this brief time because all of them came out. I had all these dragon cards just drop, and certain ones came out, and there are no coincidences, right? So I'm like, all right, this is happening. And like it kept happening and happening. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna embrace it. So like this is why I'm like in the car and getting some privacy. But check out my other couple videos. There's other videos that came in about like earth energy, and everything seems to be connected. So if you're here watching these videos, these messages are for you. For sure. Lots of dragon energy coming in, Sekhmet, Saturn energy, Earth energy, Earth fairy, Earth angel. If any of these mean anything to you, you are in the right spot because there is something here for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It might show up later, it might not. See how it goes. But this reading is going to be a little different. And it's real strange. It's very different from the last two. So these are ones that just kind of like popped out. I had this vision of, oh, maybe I'll do a couple of videos where, people are always like shuffling the cards, shuffle, 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 or they do different things. Maybe I'll just like, and then see what cards come out. And those are the cards for the day. We might do some of those. We might see if that works out. So right now, this is what's coming in. I know nothing about these cards. The first card, got 4 of them. First one is Earth and Fire energy. Works with you to clear 5th dimensional ley lines. Okay, so in my previous video there was a 5th dimensional dragon that came up that probably wants to speak to you, or is speaking through me to you, to pay attention to what it's bringing forth. It had to do with projects, it had to do with being held, so see that video for that. This dragon is Earth and Fire energy, Earth and Fire dragon. See that? And previous video there was an Earth fairy that showed up, so you're going to want to check out those videos to see how this relates to that. And because it's different for me to show it this way to you, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at it first for a little while, and I'm going to see what comes in. Mount Shasta may be significant. I'll tell you, so dragon ley lines. I'm not familiar with dragon ley lines, although I've heard of the concept. I'm feeling like citron energies from this card, abundance. Places with volcanic rock. Yeah, I'm really getting a Shasta vibe. Mount Shasta in California. If you haven't been, you're possibly being called to go there. We are all drawn to different ley lines on the earth. There's a reason why you want a vacation someplace. It's not just because it'd be pretty or it'd be fun, although that's a lot of the time what leads us there. Okay, let me feel into this for a moment. Fire. Embrace your fire. Embrace the fire within. Again, in this reading, like meditation's coming up, more like stillness, like get still with yourself. Grand Tetons also coming in. It's possibly Mountain energy, connect with the mountains. The dragons, the land dragons are within the mountains. So if you have some mountains near you, or you've been wanting to go to some mountains, go ahead and connect with some mountains. And when you go, see where you see the dragons. I was recently in Ouray, Colorado, and I would ask those with me, do you see the dragons? I was like, see if you can find the dragons. Let's find the dragons. And we would take turns just kind of looking and feeling and being like, you know, there's a dragon head, there's a dragon tail. So dragons are coming in pretty prominently. They're here to support us during whatever energy is coming in right now. More swirls, just like my necklace. See? Here, in the trees. Recently, you're also being asked to connect with the trees. There is there's tree technology within Earth, within Gaia, and oftentimes I connect with this. So this is a way to connect to the crystalline grid system and the dragon ley lines. I've been told that I am an earth keeper, grid keeper, whatever the term is. I was doing this before I knew what it was, and then I started meeting people like randomly. Airport, people who fly to other places specifically to work with others and create a sacred space and either clear energies in a location, activate energies in a location, and anchor the energy that they themselves are bringing with them to that location. You might be asked to go to a certain location. Has there anything been coming up for you over and over again of a place that you need to visit? Has it been coming up for a couple of years and you're like, yeah, later. Well, it's time. It's time for you to go. Take that vacation time if you need to. Tell the person you love, I'll see you later. Or see if they can go with you. But then you might need some time on your own to connect. You know, unless they're a person that also likes to connect and meditate, you might just say, I'm going to take the day for myself. I was to travel with someone in particular to England, and I did travel with a partner to England, or in England, but it ended up being totally different from what I thought it would look like. And I just kept surrendering to it. Surrender, that's coming up. How to surrender. But if you're being asked to go to different places, you might need a time on your own. I was even going to give said person that I originally was going to go with, they were interested in connecting with their roots. Family roots. That's been coming up too. Strong foundations in your roots. I mean, you see trees, right? You see trees even when they get pushed over, if there's like a lot of wind. That's what this reminds me of. In Mount Shasta, there's a particular area, Panther Meadows, if that resonates. Maybe go check out Panther Meadows when you go, because you will be going. And you'll see trees. You'll see trees that are sometimes bent at the bottom. They actually have a swirl like this. They're quite amazing. I have a photograph. As I make these, I'm going to be adding some of the photos I'm taking from these different places that I'm being called to. All these sacred places that I'm called to, I am either activating, anchoring, or releasing something. And even though I don't have specifics on that, I have that's one of my clairs, is the knowing. So I have a knowing that something is occurring as I'm there in that place. And I take the time, and I was like, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to breathe here, and I'm just going to connect, and whatever needs to happen is going to happen. It might not be some fantastic thing where you hear voices, or you see in your vision something, or you hear anything. Oftentimes I hear a little ringing in the ear. That's a normal thing for communication. And I'll pause. Even if I'm talking to someone, I'll pause in what I'm saying, and I'll tell them, hey, I'm just going to take a moment. I hear something, and I just acknowledge it. It's really all it takes. Just acknowledge little things that happen, because they're going to be increasing. You're going to see that this happens. So that's what I'm saying about this card. Roots, foundations, connecting with the grid lines, dragon ley lines, earth ley lines. Even if you don't know what that means, go and just put your hands on the grass, your feet on the grass. I've been putting my hands on my walks on the different knots that I see in a tree. I have no idea why, but I take a moment, I breathe into it, I'll say good morning, good day to the tree, and just thank the tree. And I'll go on my way, you know, with my dog. So there is a stone in Mount Shasta, on the mountain. It's called the Ascension Stone. So if you go to Mount Shasta, when you go to Mount Shasta, there are tours there, and they can bring you to, I believe it's called the Ascension Rock. And maybe that's significant. That may be coming up for you. It did come up for me when I ended up there. I didn't ask for it, but I ended up there. So take a snapshot. I'll tell you why at the end of this video. So far, okay, that was like 11 minutes. Let's keep going with that. Maybe we can just like 45-minute video or something. So here we go. We have, next is the blue dragon from the Pleiades. So we seem to have having Saturn energy come up as well. Saturn, who's from Saturn? Does anybody know galactic wise? Those that are from Saturn. Here's this one. Why don't you just go ahead and take a snapshot of that? Pleiadian energy is the first galactic energy that I ever connected with as I was starting on my path. My path started off through quantum physics. I was interested in that and water molecules. Look up Dr. Emoto water crystals. That'll give you a start. And then there's someone current now, I need to remember her name, that has taken that research even further. Amazing, because our words have power, and what we speak, we don't realize the vibration that everything that we speak has a vibration, and it's so important. So yeah, look up that so that I'm not digressing. Blue dragon from the Pleiades. Prepare you to accept source healing. Accept a heart activation and give and receive heart healing. So there we have a heart activation. Do you want to accept a heart activation? Because the blue dragon and the Pleiadians are here. To give you one. So, since that's happening, let me feel into this card for a moment. Okay, if you would, do you give permission at this time to receive a heart activation from the Pleiadians? Simply say yes in your mind or out loud. If you would, put your hand on your heart. Sit up or lie down. And breathe with me. That color of blue. Breathe the color of blue. Galaxies within galaxies are all within your cells. There's a sweeping and a clearing. Love, dear ones. Love with all your heart. Shine. Let those petals unfold. There is a time for planting, seeding. There's a time for the budding. And there is a time for the unfurling, the opening of you, dear ones. Breathe. There is a new coming in. And we are here completely supporting you in this. Do pay attention to your foundations. Those foundations will continue. Okay, I asked if those foundations would stand the test of time, but what I'm getting is that foundations are constantly crumbling and being rebuilt right now. Chaos that we see out in the world, and then the rebuilding, and being shown as if, storms, fires. In the forest, when there's a fire, yes, things burn. And from one perspective, one can look at this as a tragedy. But it is also a time for the forest to be reborn, for new saplings to come in. I get a sense of this happening with our government, officials, those trying to control and maintain control, that things can get a little bit rocky and there can be uncertainty, but not to be afraid that the Pleiadens, and they are just one of the ones here supporting us during this transitional process. Yes, there's a transitional process occurring on the earth. Yes, different variations, different times that people are awakening into their ascension path. This ascension path is done within the body, and sometimes can be a little rocky in the body, sometimes can be a little rocky in the environment, and sometimes the earth itself will actually have its rocking and its quaking, because us and she are both going through a transformational period. This came up in another video. Feel free to check that out. that had to do with, again, with foundations, but also transformations. And I will link that down below. Okay, is there anything else from the Pleiadians? I may have taken myself out of it just by doing that. This is new to me, everyone, this last year. So yeah. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to read what the Pleiadians are asking. They had asked for us to receive healing. So what it was, that transmission that came through, even though it didn't sound like a healing meditation, my voice, the frequency coming through my voice, I've been aware of this the last year. So the frequency coming in, there's something there in my voice for you. There's something there in the visual, possibly, as well. I'll probably find out more about that, like the truth behind that. So, can you hear the beat? Someone just parked next to me. The flame. This is interesting. The flame right here. There's something about this. Maybe while you meditate, picture this particular flame above your head. That's your 8th chakra, your soul chakra. Feel into that. Feel into this card and comment below what you receive from this card, this snapshot. If you haven't already taken a snapshot, go ahead. Okay, so that was also like 11 minutes. We're at 22. That's great. Let me see what comes up for the blue dragon. Is there any last guidance from the blue dragon? That needs to be known at this time. Blue dragon, blue dragon. Okay, that might be all that we're going to do for now, because it's not readily coming up. So I'm going to leave that, because the Pleiadians and the blue dragon are one and the same. So that was your heart activation. And we're moving on. So, silver dragon illuminates your potential with higher light. Ooh. Access untapped resources. Look into your soul and see higher possibilities. Untapped resources. Here, the dragon is holding the key. Everything is within. See this? I see this as like a muscle, like, oh. See, right? Yeah? Like, your strength is within you. Your resources are both within you and then within your environment. What resources have you not looked at? Do you have a new project happening? That's been coming up today in like the multiple readings, the multiple videos I've done today. What other resources are you not looking at? Or do you not want to look at? Because you're like, oh, I can do it on my own. I got this. I can do it on my own. And you do. You got this. But we're not meant to necessarily do it on our own. We've been taught that. I was having a conversation with someone today, well, the other day, about me learning from the get-go that I should do everything on my own. We told as kids, like, can you do that on your own? Can you do that on your own? Can you feed yourself? Can you, no, these are all, can you wipe your own butt? These all have to do with, yes, we do things on our own, but there's work that we're here to do specifically. And if you look into things like gene keys, there are these codes, galactic codes. I'll have to see if I remember the name. But it gives different archetypes. Like, are you a manifester? Are you a projector? Are you a manifesting something or other? Gene keys, look into it. And we all have different abilities. And when we come together as a group, that's why when you come together with like some soul family and like things start moving, when you find these people and you're in your projects, things like just start flowing and flowing, and you're like, wow, it just keeps going. It's just spiraling up and up and up and up. So, yeah, you have the key. The key is within you. You have keys and tools as well that are being provided to you. Where are you receiving those from? Pay attention. And not only pay attention, but take the opportunity. Also spoken of in a different video. So if there's been opportunities and that resonates, check out that other video. I will be linking all of these below because there seems to be so many today. So the silver dragon is bringing all this up for you. Let me feel into this a little bit. Yeah, you're being asked to really pay attention. Be the observer. You may need to witness yourself. Where are you holding yourself back? You have the strength. You have the tools. Embrace the wisdom. Embrace the wisdom. And be still with it. Take some time. That's coming up a lot as well. Find a time of stillness for yourselves. Untapped resources. High possibilities. Check into your best case scenarios. I often ask for my best case scenario or something better. Trust and surrender that you might not necessarily know what that looks like either. You might be a magic manifester, which I am as well. But beyond that, we're being asked to trust the divine as well. So pay attention to when you're feeling excitement about something. I had some excitement the other day about if I were to stay in this location, I would be able to help out possibly with like theater production. And that was rather exciting. So I'll have to feel into that because I have other plans. I have human plans of which I would still have to follow through on. But I'm a traveler currently. So I will be in Mount Shasta in just a couple weeks. So if you're there and you'd like to have like a personal session with me, I actually combine hair appointments with readings. So you could actually contact me. I guess I will put, I didn't know I'd be giving this information. Okay, so I guess I will put that in the link below, that I will be in Mount Shasta in probably 2 weeks. If you'd like to go ahead and pre-book, it does fill up. I may be in Mount Shasta for a month. I may be only in Mount Shasta for a week, and then I'm headed to Sedona, is what my human plan is. Okay, so that's an example. I get to feel into, oh, I had this excitement to possibly help out with, when I say theater production, I mean like, I have an art background, so drawing, painting, helping with sets, right? Or other things that they need, right? Just being in that energy of theater, right? I've been letting myself be more vocal and sing recently. There's something in my voice that wants to come out, so I've been using it and not going into that old story of can't sing, which I did all my life. So maybe this is significant for you. Maybe you need a haircut or a waxing. Yeah, if you'd like to see what that looks like, it's a 2-hour session. It's anywhere from $185 to $200 for that 2-hour session. And you get to transform on a spiritual level and on a physical level. So I have over 20 years of experience in that realm. And I'd say in this realm, about 13 years. Yes, it's taking me this long to make videos. But, all our abilities, they start coming one by one, right? So, Silver Dragon, that's what's coming through for the Silver Dragon. All right, now we're on to the Golden Dragon. Go ahead and take a snapshot. Why do I have you guys take snapshots of these? You'll see at the end of this video. Join me till the end. I'm really curious how many people make it to the end. If you make it to the end, drop in a rainbow for me, because it'd be helpful. And hit that like button and subscribe right now. I recently found out I can go live. It was all of a sudden. So I may be doing some of this live, which would be pretty exciting, seeing as what's coming through today seems to be a lot. So here we have this golden orange dragon. Golden orange. Look at these books. I wonder, is somebody out there thinking of writing a book? I've thought about writing a children's book. Illustrating and writing a children's book. I always thought I just wanted to illustrate one. Am I an illustrator? That's a good question. I often actually draw from other photos and pictures. Like I combine things, I collage things. It would be fun to illustrate someone's book. Oh, I wonder if that would work out. I don't know. I'm curious. If one of you guys are coming up with a book or even an oracle deck, I don't know why I'm asking that. I myself have wanted to design my own oracle deck. Maybe I am being an illustrator for your deck. Again, I don't know why I'm asking this, but if that interests you at all, that yeah, reach out to me. Reach out to me. I don't know why I'm asking any of this. This is a really strange morning. So, moving on. This card expands your light of ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Ooh, that came up earlier, right? Right here. This dragon energy. on the back when I created this for this person, warrior. Right there. Be a peaceful warrior. Remember the message I said earlier of chaos, destruction, breaking down and rebuilding of foundations. And that it's not necessarily a bad thing, although it may feel like that, especially if someone's in it. People who've been affected by floods, North Carolina. I was with someone when all that was happening I was in England, and that was happening in his area where he lived. And so that's what he was going back to, is relocation. Where is he going to be? He's not going to be in that house anymore, right? So, yeah. I am so grateful I am where I am. Peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Help those in need. If you're in one of those areas where there is